This thing forever, man. It's been over an hour now. I'm starting to get really hungry. I know he's starting to get hungry.
We're complaining about food and being cold for an hour and a half, 2 hours, but the reality is he's been in solitary confinement for 9 months.
Oh, shit! Oh my God! Get the fuck out of here, dude. Let's go get something to eat.
You know what it's that sensory overload. Cause really, I'm in a real small, tiny cell, you know what I mean? I haven't touched a person for 8.5 months, you know? All the lights, all the commotion, it's a trip. It's hard to believe that I'll be fighting in a couple months, you know what I mean?
You know you're gonna win that thing, right?
That's the plan, shit. That's the plan, man.
This January, the toughest tournament in sports, Bellator MMA, is coming to Spike. But who will throw the very first punch? You decide.
I do not believe it!
Ben Saunders, Douglas Lima, Paul Daly, or War Machine. Cast your vote and pick who fights first. Bellator MMA. Vote for the fight.
Yeah, very cool. Bellator and Spike making MMA history by letting you, the fans, be the matchmaker.
We launched this web series and vote last week, and already the response has been tremendous.
What do you want to see fight?
I'm going for War Machine Ben Saunders. I think it's just a fun fight.
This welterweight vote on Spike with 4 of our most dynamic welterweight fighters is unprecedented. War Machine, when he brings it, he's one of the most aggressive fighters you'd ever want to see inside the cage. My hope is that he can bring the best of War Machine inside that cage and keep it together outside as well. Love him or hate him, we're letting the fans judge him, and they decide.
Oh, and who was there last week? Flavor Flav.
For what?
Yeah. I was like, I said, Flavor Flav. He said, yo. He's my neighbor. What I want to get is some sake, but I can't even do that.
Why?
I'm not allowed to drink on probation. Both these jail sentences were because I get in bar fights. No, I don't want to go back to jail. I can't fight, can't make money, can't eat good food, can't train, can't have sex. What can I do in there? All it is a time warp. I was in there for 9 months. It's not even real now. Like as soon as you get out, it's not even real. It's not real in there. It's different. I read 117 books in 9 months. Yeah. The best book, like Socrates said, to be wise is to admit you know nothing at all. That's right. We don't know shit, dude.
All I can remember growing up is my mom like laying in a puddle of puke. She was a bad mom, man. She was like alcoholic, drug addict, and just mean as hell. Like during the daytime, she'd be sniffing coke with her friends and stuff. My dad was at work. My dad was a cop. He worked night shift. He was a good dad. Like he was always at all my football games. He always helped me out, whatever I needed. My dad and I would watch the old first MMA fights, Hoist Gracie and stuff. I thought it was cool. Like, oh, that little skinny guy could beat up those big guys, We got those videos. We practiced on each other at the house just for fun. That was my first taste of it. And actually, from those videos, I learned enough to know the very, very, very basics. He was good. He was a good dad,
Now I'm just gonna go into the little probation office and get my paperwork. It's supposed to be easy enough, but we'll see. But when I was in jail and I was like, shadow boxing and training and stuff, I would try to like picture like I'm fighting my boy Ben, or I'm fighting Daly, or I'm fighting whoever, you know what I mean? Or Askren or whatever. You know that Ben Saunders throws all kinds of head kicks all the time. And you know that Paul Daly freaking throws all kinds of left hooks. While you're spawning that ghost, you're like, I'm gonna keep my right hand up, because Paul Daly throws a million left hooks, you know what I mean? It makes it more entertaining. The hard part about jail is getting out. Because when you get out, how are you gonna get a car? How are you gonna get a job? How are you gonna pay your bills, whatever, So having the tournament in 2 months, so it's good.
I was 13, and we just got back from vacation. It was like, I don't know, like 5 in the morning. My dad was just like laying on the bed, like his eyes were like wide open, and he was just like doing this rattling. They call it a death rattle. I don't know. I guess I've heard this term before, but it was like a snoring, kind of like choking, gasping for air kind of bit, And I was just like, whoa. I kind of started doing CPR the best as I thought. I didn't know how to do it. I just saw it on TV, you know what I mean? So do CPR and stuff, and yeah. Well, it didn't work. So, yeah, he just died.
I can't believe how long your hair is.
I just want to get back in shape, get back normal. I feel human again, you know what I mean? Man, that fan vote thing is just one more big hunk of stress on my plate, dude. So I know, I think I'm gonna win for sure. I'll be one of the guys that gets picked. That's just more stress, dude. I'm gonna fight one of the toughest guys first. After they've been fighting this whole time, they've been training this whole time, and I've been rotting in a jail cell, deteriorating. I gotta come out in 2 months and fight, the toughest guy first. I don't know, man. It's a good opportunity and it's cool, but at the same time, it's just more stress, dude.
I wanted to go to the Naval Academy or the Citadel, and I wanted to be a Navy SEAL after that. I ended up getting into the Citadel. What happened was my mom got my dad's pension because he was a cop when he died, and it was supposed to pay for my schooling. The sophomore year, she ended up spending it all on drugs and stuff. And they said, like, hey, man, well, you can't come back until it's paid off. Just everything erupted inside of me, man. I just got real pissed off. And I got sick and tired of doing things the right way, sick and tired of the system and stuff. And I just decided, you know what, man, screw the military. I'm not gonna do that. I want to do my own thing. And I packed my bags and I moved to San Diego. And that was the start of my, my fight career. I started training from then on. I just train, staying pissed off and just, kind of developing my whole War Machine persona, I guess.
Are you gonna become a hermit for a while?
It's not hard to stay out of trouble. It's all about your surroundings, for me at least. I can't get in trouble if I don't go to bars. If I go to bars, someone's gonna act stupid. If I go to the supermarket, no one acts stupid.
I get a tremendous release out of fighting. When I get to go in that cage and that door locks, I get to unleash all that pent-up aggression and all the anger at myself and at my family for all the stuff in the past, all my mistakes. It's all bottled up every day, It wants to explode, but I have to hold it back. And when that cage shuts, there's that man across the ring for me. Nothing feels better than just unleashing that force onto his body. To win this tournament, it'd be like a Cinderella story, man. I was in jail rotting in a box. I'm done making those mistakes. I learned from them. I'm back here in Bellator, the big show with the big boys on TV. I'm real happy to have the second chance at life, and I'm not gonna let no one down this time.
Douglas Lima.
Who are you voting to fight? I want to fight Paul Daly.